Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of Derptopia SMP. My name is Fiasco. Thank you so much for joining me today in our brand new, partially completed Nether Hub. Looking mighty fancy, isn't it? Well, we can thank a few members on the server for designing it. Ryan and Kula, I believe, did a majority of the work. They invited me to help, and I did nothing. They had a pretty good handle on it by the time I got there. But yeah, they've also been putting in a ton of work building this thing. I did a little bit of clearing the other day, and yeah, my pickaxes tell the story. There is a lot of clearing to do. But we will not be working on this in today's video. We are going to be getting back towards our main series project, and that is Hero Quest, of course. I don't know why I came out this portal instead of the normal one. I think we need to go this way. Aha, yes, here we are. Okay, so we are going to be working on the Flame Temple today, and I have a pretty neat idea for this, but it is going to require a lot of work. And what I've decided to do, this project keeps shifting and changing. So with the Leaf Temple, originally this was set up so that you would put a diamond in here. It was all hooked up so that once you clicked that and there was a diamond in there, it would open these doors and you could go. But I've changed my mind. Yes, I've decided that all of the temples will be free to play. I don't want people not playing because either they don't want to spend the diamonds or they don't have the diamonds to spend. So we are just going to be offering the entire temple, the entire challenge for free. Leg's a little slow today. I can always tell by the piston doors how the server's doing. Sometimes they just don't open at all, which is fun. So for our flame temple, I did put a hole in here and a way back up, and we go way down here. And this is where our challenge is going to be. And then we're going to need to find a way to connect back up with our water elevator when the contestants are done. And as you can see, I've just been doing a bunch of digging. And basically, this challenge is just going to be one big room. And of course, it's going to be deadly, deadly hot. Because what would a flame temple be without a little bit of spiciness? So not much more for me to do right now, except for dig out this room quite a bit. Now, the floor is going to have to come down significantly in the future in order for us to, put some lava and whatnot down below, but we are going to leave it for now because there's no reason for me to set up a parkour where I constantly die. So I'm going to put the dangerous stuff in last. We have a lot of work to do before that happens. But in the meantime, as you can see, I'm using the smooth stone, which I never ever use. But I thought it looked a little bit more industrial, and so we're going to use it a little bit in this design here. But I've rambled on enough. I'm going to get digging here, and we'll get back to you when this room is 100% dug out. And here we have our room all fully dug out, at least enough dug out for now. As you can see, I've partitioned off the walls, and I need to work on a design in here next. I decided I'm going to get the walls done first, just because I haven't done any pretty decorating in a while, and I feel like it's time. Things are going to have to shift around a little bit here. The exit currently is here. I'm going to need to make the exit only accessible from the backside, just for, completionary purposes. So someone will start here, go around that stonecutter, and make their way through this room. Now, there's going to be a few twists, specifically on those podiums there. I've just marked those out, and I think that 2 will be enough. But of course, we will get to that in a bit. We need to do a few things first before we can get to the main challenge of this new course. Hopefully that was sufficiently cryptic enough. Why is my valuable chest just sitting here? That was out all night. Okay. Let's keep that away, and let's get working on a design for these walls. Now, of course, we went 5 wide so we can have an uneven center. I was going to work in some black glazed terracotta. I thought that would work pretty good here, but those don't work particularly well on an odd-centered design. They usually need to have a double wide center. So maybe we'll see if we can find a way to work those into the ceiling, although everything in this room so far has a 1-block center, so not sure But if we can work that in, we will try, because black glazed terracotta is the best. So let's get to work and see if we can come up with a nice little pattern for these walls. And a short while later, this is what we have come up with. This is our new flame temple, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I didn't really have a plan going into it, as I usually don't, and I am happy. The roof especially came out really nicely. Ceilings are kind of hard to do sometimes. So yeah, a bit of brightness with the sandstone and the sea lanterns to kind of contrast the otherwise darker palette, but pretty straightforward stuff besides that. A lot of deep slate from mining out this chunk, or these chunks, so yeah, it made sense to use some deep slate in the walls and whatnot. And our floor is obviously temporary. This will probably get dug down one more, and then some lava put all up in here. I'll just need to make sure it's deep enough so that if someone falls in, they can't get back out. If you're in the lava, you're done. Now you'll notice these little pedestals here, and these are for something else. These are for our actual kind of twist in this level, and that is going to be blazes. That's right. We are going to get some blazes in here to spice up our obstacle course. Which sounds cool. Actually getting them in here might be a bit of a challenge. I think I'm going to have to minecart them in the nether and travel through the nether. I don't know how I'm going to do it. No clue. But I think what I want to do, maybe I'll move them so that they're in the center of one of these, actually. I have them centered on those pillars, but maybe having them come down from the top of there is going to be better. Ideally, what I'd like to do is have it so that I have a switch where I can flip it on and some blocks lower down so that the blazes can't see, and a switch where if it's off, then the blazes can see and can shoot. And that hopefully will make a otherwise kind of difficult parkour a lot more difficult. So the idea is that there's going to be a bunch of platforms and whatnot along the way here. You're going to start here, and you're just going to have to make it all the way through without falling in the lava and without getting hit by the blazes. I'll lay out the platforms here, make it a little bit easier off the start, and then it'll get a little bit more difficult down the way. And if you're not wearing armor, blazes can kill you pretty quickly, so I think it should make a fun little challenge for this. So now all I need to do is get a couple blazes in here. How difficult could that be? So I think I'm going to prepare that now, and I'll probably get the mechanisms set up for these pedestals first, and then try to minecart some blazes in the nether and get them over here. So let's catch up again when these mechanisms are done, and we'll see what we can come up with. All right, so I got all excited about the idea of wrangling some mobs, and just went ahead and got these two little fellas here all buttoned up in their mine carts, and I had to go a ways out to do this, which means I'm going to need a lot of rails to get back to where I need to go. Not the end of the world, but this is the closest nether fortress to where I was at, and there is actually a blaze spawner in here that someone has made a farm out of in that direction. I didn't actually need to go into the farm to get some blazes. There happen to be some. Is it down here? There it is, yes. I'm not sure whose this is or if it's public or not, but there is one there. However, I didn't need to because there was just a bunch in this room that I was able to procure. So I'm actually going to leave this rail here, and I'll probably leave a sign too, just in case anyone comes here and is like, what is going on? Whoa! It is always good. There we go. It's always good to just let people know what your projects and whatnot are. I'm also going to leave the rail line in the very likely event that one of these blazes doesn't actually make it. It'll just be way less work for me to come back and get a new one. But so far, both of those blazes don't seem to have had too bad of a time, and hopefully we can get them both back in one piece without it being too much of a hassle. So let's keep my cobblestone. And I think what I'm going to need to do now is, after we make our sign, just make a buttload of rails and start powering those guys on through. And hopefully 28 powered rails will be enough. Because I don't think I have... Oh, I do have gold in my ender chest. We'll be okay regardless. Alrighty, so let's get these fellas in place, and hopefully being underground means that no gas will blow up the operation. And after some coercing, our new besties are safe in here for now. They're both in minecarts, so they shouldn't be going anywhere. However, I would like to get them in their containment units soon. And let me just show you what I came up with for that. So we've got the honey blocks there, and this is just temporary, but it should... So that'll be like the off mode, and that will be on mode. So those stairs will come down, and then they'll have a clean line of sight, which means if I get them in this spot here, that should be the correct one right there. So get them in here, get a block above their head, and then break their minecarts will be my next assignment, my next mission, which after traveling so far in the Nether, really doesn't feel like it's that difficult. Kind of on the home stretch now. So let's get rid of that one, put that there. Perfect. Okay, so let me grab a few extra rails. I did have to burn through basically an entire stack of iron blocks to get them here, but totally worth it. Totally worth it. As long as they don't mysteriously vanish like our slime has a few times in the Leaf Temple. So fingers crossed on that one, because these guys are a bit more of a pain to get than a slime. So let's get them in their new forever homes. Thankfully, these guys didn't give me too much trouble getting in their containment units, and it actually worked out pretty good having them made of honey blocks, because now I can see in there too, to make sure nobody's taking damage or anything like that. Now, because of the nature of Bedrock Edition Minecraft, I'll take that, there is a very good chance that I will log in tomorrow and these guys won't be in these units, which I will be very sad about. But there's nothing I can really do about that. We just gotta wait and see. So if they aren't there, I will replace them, and hopefully they don't disappear again, because then I don't know what to do. Maybe I'll rethink it and use magma cubes or something like that. But I definitely do want to have these guys in here. Now the only thing left to do is sort out the actual parkour in here, which is why I left the floor up this high, so that I can just straight up from here, I'll make a little platform, and we can start here and just start going like this, like that, etc. And then, like I said, it'll be pretty easy off the bat. Maybe some blocks like this. Maybe I'll try and do a jump like that in here every now and then. But having these guys shooting at you is going to be quite difficult, which is why having this really does help quite a bit for the sake of just me building this. And you can see, yeah, these guys, they're pretty good sharpshooters. If you are pausing on something to like figure out your next jump for too long, they'll get you. So that is exactly what I wanted, and so far everything has gone according to plan, which makes me a bit suspicious. I'm really hoping that nothing goes horribly wrong. However, like I said, we'll deal with that if it does. So, what to do next? Well, I guess let's get started on the old parkour design and see what we can come up with for that. Go! And there we have it. finally done. Just like the Leaf Temple, I suck at this, so it took me a while to do. I also had to make it way easier because my original layout for the parkour was way more difficult than I thought it was going to be with the actual blazes in place. They were knocking me down like left, right, and center, to the point where it was like not even close. So now it's still challenging, but there's not no hope, which is good for people playing. There's only so long you can play a game for that you have no chance of beating before it gets old. So that buttons up the Flame Temple. I've also gone in, I changed out the smooth stone. I don't know how people use smooth stone all the time. It is an ugly block in my opinion. I just don't like it. So I got rid of all of that up here and down there, and I added some signs as well just to let people know this is the trophy podium. When you are done, come up here and get your trophy. And yeah, the redstone to activate that is once that pressure plate goes off, the trophy podium kicks up a trophy, and because that piston also fires, people should get pushed out and not be able to kind of go over the pressure plate a bunch of times. That's my kind of anti-cheating system. The fact of the matter is, if somebody wants to cheat on these, they can. They absolutely can. So there's no real point in me trying to stop people from cheating, because the cheaters will cheat and then the other legit players will legit. So, not a whole lot I can do about that. But yeah, I thought that piston pushing thing was kind of clever. Now, all we have left is the Water Temple. Or maybe I'll call it the Drip Temple or something, because we went with leaf instead of grass, flame instead of fire. I kind of wanted to do just a slightly different name for each, and this is not going well at all. However, I have an idea for this temple, and it will be different. It's not a parkour. So that one's parkour where it's kind of a speed round parkour where you're more running from the blazes. And then this one will be different altogether. I don't know if there'll be mobs or parkour in it, but I have an idea for it. So that will hopefully be coming next episode. Derptopia has slowed down for me because these temples have been taking a long time to make, and because the server has been experiencing some lag issues recently, which is why I've been playing so much single player. But that's just the nature of the beast. I got single player for a reason. So when it's a little bit laggier here, I haven't been able to work on the temples, just because of like pure logistics. If you can't run and jump because the lag is so bad, you're not going to be able to do that parkour. So I'll leave some signs around saying, hey, if things are laggy, maybe don't do this. And once our water or our drip temple or the moist temple, leave a comment if I should call it the moist temple. Good Lord. Once that is done, we are going to just take this down into a staircase and the other side there, and these will kind of go into one big room back there, and that should be the trophy room where players can display how many trophies they have acquired in the temples. I've decided to only do the 3 just because this has taken so long already, and yeah, I kind of want people to play this rather than me just have a billion death messages in chat all the time. Everyone's been very funny every time I've been testing this, because it's just been non-stop death messages. So yeah, I've gotten a few funny responses from it. But that is going to do it for me. I really hope that you like the Flame Temple. It took a long time to place all of those lava buckets and get the blazes. And yeah, it's kind of a difficult challenge. And I think that this one, to me, is more fun than the Leaf Temple, because it's very quick to die and very quick to get back to where you were when you died, which I like in a challenge. So that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Fiasco, and I'll catch you in the next one.